Hello, hello,
Hello.
and
Sorry, y'all.
welcome, HMV fam. We are so happy to be here tonight. And I'll tell you, what we're going to do for our HMV fam. We're going to do a blooper show. Because I tell you, we really have some bloopers, and sometimes you guys can see it because you may hear my mouth, you may hear Queen A or Sirius K. One of us may be talking when we shouldn't be, and our producers are like. So we're talking. We have our special co-host Shaheed tonight. We need our wait, y'all. We need our African. Is it African or Indian music? Which one?
Indian.
Indian.
Sorry. You don't want to mess up the culture, mess up the culture. You will get dealt with. But you look wonderful tonight. We are loving the ensemble. Welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome. We're so glad you could be a part of our show. Let me tell you something. We love our special. We have two in particular special guest co-hosts. Shaheed, better known as Shafan.
Yes.
And we have our infamous Mr. Donald Abraham. I always want to say Donald Lawrence. Let's make
Me too. I do.
Donald Abraham, because he will make sure that is clear. Don the realist. He's a hot mess as well. So we're so happy to be here tonight. I'm gonna stop being cute. I wanted to be cute for 2 minutes. I can't see. I'm admitting because I can't see. So I'm gonna be Professor Coach. Put these knockers on. I mean, well, not
Knockers. Girl.
But that's another blooper.
I think that's from the conversation before we came on.
Oh,
Wait.
wait, it was just like camera, y'all.
Oh gosh.
Don't you these knockers? Okay. I promise this is nothing but water.
You got a crown going on top of your head too.
Yes, darling.
I know. It's like y'all came prepared. You came.
Yeah.
Yes, we were me and Shafan looking so fly tonight, but I'm telling you, with these focus on, I'll hey.
You know what? But Sirius K, now we look gorgeous, right? Yes,
Yes,
put us in there. She put us in there.
Of course, like always.
Everyone is looking gorgeous. Hi to our favorite. What about one of our favorite? Because we have many, but one of our favorite HMV fam, Miss Nicki. How are you out there?
Hi, Nicki.
We're so happy to be here tonight. We got an excellent show up front for you all, and some great conversations that we're going to talk about tonight. We usually start off with how our week has been and what's new, what's exciting, but we really have something very special to show everyone, because not only do we have Mr. Shafan as our special guest co-host on, but do you guys know he is now an entrepreneur, a business owner of the exciting, beautiful, jazzy, exotic poetry in the big NY, honey. Shafan, go ahead. We're gonna let you tell us a little bit about this new venture that you are on gracing upon. Go ahead.
Yes, so it's a beautiful establishment. I want to bring to New York an experience that we don't have. The nightlife scene per se has died down a lot, and when you go to New Orleans and other places, you experience like live jazz, live entertainment. It's like a different atmosphere that I want to bring to the New York scene. So I think that I'm actually doing it. It has a very warm feel to it when you come in with all the greenery. We have the kitchen. We have I'm gonna have a live performance every time I have an event. So I'm basically trying to bring that to the New York scene.
I'm looking at that food. What was that? Was that a crab food?
That was a salmon cake. I wish I sent y'all more pictures of the food at the kitchen.
Cake.
Yeah, it was really nice experience, really nice event, and I'm so ready for our live show in New York at my lounge.
Wow.
Yes.
Exotic poetry, y'all. Exotic poetry.
Yes.
I wish we had I don't know if we had the video, but it'd be nice for it because it was a really great event. And when I went to New York, I definitely stopped in, and it was I was like, wow. And I walked in, it was before the grand opening, and I walked in and I was like, wow, it was such a warm feeling. And it was a lot. It felt very exotic. It felt like a rainforest, especially having there. So it was so nice. And Shaheed, we are so proud of you. Came a long way.
Yes.
And I look forward to all the great things that's coming forward.
Thank you.
Yes, and we still have not forgot. We are still, even if it's not this year, we will still have our show on exotic poetry. Go ahead, Queen. You were going to say.
Our producer says she had the video. If you all want to watch,
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, we can't hear.
The sound is.
Oh.
But we can see someone.
It looks nice.
Yes.
I love that theme.
And they had people doing exotic poetry, and I heard some poetry. I was like, yes, honey.
Very grown and sexy poetry.
Ooh, I'm gonna have this.
I like that.
Then you're gonna call it it's exotic. I got some frustration to release. But anyway, we're so glad to be here. I'm your girl, Coach Shalonda. We have your girl, Queen A, and Sirius K here tonight, along again with our wonderful special co-host, Mr. Shopfine.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and get off into the show. So tonight we're going to start off talking about this conversation that has been brewing all week. I'm talking, this girl has been in the headlights. I don't know. Are you guys fans of Nicki Minaj?
Yes.
I like her.
I'm a huge fan of Nicki Minaj. I love Nicki Minaj. She's wild and do her little thing and say crazy stuff all the time. But I love her. But she's been trending, you guys know, from conversation that a statement that she made about, oh God, in reference to this infamous, vaccine and COVID and all of that. And I listened to the interview as well, not so much as the interview, but her statement. Even she wrote it and then she came back and she repeated herself verbally. And from what I can see, she did not, or what I read and heard out of my own ears, she did not necessarily encourage people not to get vaccinated. Although Miss Anchorwoman, Joy Reid, it was as if she maybe heard her say, or was trying to influence her following, because I think Nicki has over 22 point something million followers, to not get vaccinated. But that's not what she said. Now, it may have been insinuated, but it wasn't what she said. And even from what I heard from Nicki, it didn't even sound like it was insinuated. She just was saying she needs to do her own research. You guys pray about it and do whatever, you feel led to do, whatever is best for you. But she gave an example of how one of her loved ones, I can't recall if it was cousin or brother or nephew, but one of her loved ones was vaccinated. He got COVID or something like that, or he was vaccinated or something pertaining to that. And, his testicles were, swollen. So, so I don't know how much you can relate that, but, you girls did do some research and I know one of you mentioned that, we're not really saying that was the case, but there is research on it. So I'm going to let you all speak on that. What are your thoughts in response to that series, Kay?
Well, I was reading on WebMD. The article was put out back in May on WebMD, and basically what it was saying was that there was a study done that showed that a lot of men that had gotten COVID, they became impotent because COVID, the disease COVID, we're not talking about the vaccine, but COVID damages the blood vessels. And so it damaged the blood vessels in, of course, which, the penis needs the blood supply. So it can also damage the blood vessels in the penis, which can cause impotency. So, and that's what the confusion was about. So people were thinking that the vaccine causes impotency in men. So we don't know that yet. We don't know. But she was just saying that this happened to her cousin. But we do know there has been research again on WebMD on some men that had contracted COVID, and they did just so happen to become impotent because of it. That's just what I know and what I read, of course, again on WebMD.
Right. Exactly. Queen A, what are your thoughts on it?
Before I say anything, shall find some people are asking, they want to know the address. So if you can if you can put in the comments your address. Also, you have any social media handles concerning exotic poetry, definitely put it in our chat here, or send it to our producer.
I'll put it in there. Okay.
Yeah, and before we leave the show, because definitely want to get that out to everyone, who, especially those who are in New York or visit New York. Hey, Donald.
Hey, Donald.
So first of all, I would like to say, look, I don't want nothing messing with my man Wee Wee. So, listen. So, I just, I don't know how true it is. We did hear, I believe that COVID definitely have some things that messes with some part of the organ or do some type of damage to the body in some way. And females, matter of fact, it was a story in the news where a woman was 36 months pregnant, 36 months, Lord have mercy, 36
right, like
36, she's not an elephant, right, y'all? So she was 36 weeks pregnant, only a month away from giving birth, and she ended up catching COVID, and it attacked her placenta and her wound, and the baby ended up dying. She got a bad infection. So, definitely COVID. It's really serious, and it impacts, certain parts of the body in major ways, and especially the new variants that's coming out with the Delta, all these type of variants that's coming out. Again, we spoke about this, being very mindful of your health. For those who choose to get vaccinated, they say that helps. Whatever you need to do, whatever is important for you to get your health in order, you definitely got to do it, because look, we don't want nothing attacking, our parts, especially my man, y'all.
Okay.
Look. Okay. But that's going to happen. Look, I hopefully they make some attachments. Don't they have some operation they can attach? Maybe help.
They can fix it. They can fix it. But I tell you what, that's why I'm making sure that mine stay clear over here, because we don't want none of that. I'm making sure, honey. Look, he take his vitamins, he wear his mask, he do all that. And we ain't trying to get COVID.
So it's great, like whatever I gotta do to take care of my man Wee Wee, y'all, that's what it is.
We're gonna talk to one that owns a Wee Wee shop on. Listen to you.
Oh God, did he freeze?
I think he froze.
And look,
right. And look what he left us with.
I know, right?
I think Shaheed is frozen right now, so when we get him back, let me just say this right quick about, the mask, the vaccination, the unvaccinated, the vaccinated, the unmasked. And I mentioned this morning on a tweet. I think I sent this to you ladies about, it was in the media. It was a fight, 3 Texas women or ladies, girls, the way they were acting, 3 dogs, but three Texas females beat up someone in, I believe, New York at the restaurant. Because I know in New York for sure, there are a lot of restaurants that mandate, look, you must wear your mask. I mean, not wear your mask, but show your vaccinated card, your vaccine card.
Yeah.
Show that you are fully vaccinated, or you will not be able to enter. And so 3 women from Texas, I don't know if they were women or girls or dogs, they jumped on the hostess. And my thing is this, that we are still in the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows this is not a secret. Everybody knows that we're in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. If you want, no one is trying to tell you that to get vaccinated or to not get vaccinated, but we are telling you to do what is right for yourself as well as for others. Mm-hmm. Because if someone was walking around with the lights, rabies, or something that could jump on you, you would want them to do whatever they could do to protect themselves so that when they're around you, it would not jump on you. And I'm just speaking light when I mention lights, rabies, and stuff like that. But something that's contagious. to catch you. You're standing right by pink eye. Pink eyes are very contagious, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
pink eye, and you know you got a pink eye. You talking about you coming over to visit me? Are you gonna be mad? I'm coming over to visit you. Serious, Kate? I got a pink eye. You're gonna be like, don't you have that pink eye? Well, wait till you get rid of that pink eye, then come over. So it's the same way with this, with COVID. You guys know that there is a possibility that you can get COVID from someone that, you know, maybe walking around with COVID. So wear your mask if you don't want to get vaccinated. And I said it this morning, I'll say it again. You're living in a world, not a basement. Oh, if you are living in a basement and you do not want to comply, then stay in the damn basement, okay? And do not come out of the world. Seriously, because just like the woman died, her baby, you know, died because she contracted COVID. Now, how did she contract COVID? I'm sure somewhere from somebody. You know, it didn't just fly up in her house and she caught it, you know? So we have to be mindful that we're in a world, we're still operating because life continues to go on. Okay, you that can't sit down or don't want to be safe, stay in your damn basement, you know, because there are people that want to be safe. You know, all of us, at least some of us on here, we're fully vaccinated, but you cannot catch me without my mask on. Yes. Because truth be told, people that are fully vaccinated, it's not a promise or guarantee that you will not, you know, get COVID, contract COVID, but maybe the symptoms won't be as bad, you know, because you are vaccinated. But there's still a possibility that you can catch it. So vaccinated, unvaccinated, put the mask on or stay in your damn basement. Now, Shaheed, we're so glad you're back.
I don't know what happened. My power just went out, and you know.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
We was talking about the wee wee. We thought your wee wee was like, oh hell no. So let us know, what's your thoughts on the Nicki Minaj? Vaccinated, unvaccinated. What's your thoughts on that?
So in regards to the topic, first and foremost, I believe we had a conversation about freedom of speech and something that celebrities go through a lot. I totally don't think there's anything wrong with her expressing her opinion because there's many people that feel the same way. And if she's entitled to, you know, feel that she should do extra research before she takes the vaccine. But she do also have to be mindful of her audience and that people may follow suit. But then again, she's human. You know, I believe someone asked her why she wasn't able to make it to a particular show, and she told them why she couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with what she said. You know, it's her opinion. People are so sensitive. And like you said, Shalonda, she didn't talk against the vaccine. She gave her personal opinion that she want to do more research before she take it, which is fair. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Now, didn't she say she said her cousin had an issue at catching COVID, right? Something like it affected.
It was her
yes.
And nephew. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. So, you know, and it's so many. We know so many stories of people that we know or that we know that know. You know, so many people that we know of or we know that has contracted COVID, you know, through fully vaccinated people. And we're hearing that even more so now. You know, so we are on this show. We're not telling you to don't get vaccinated. We're not saying to go get that. Hey, whatever works for you and your family, hey, do that.
Yes.
But be safe. The point is to be safe. That is the point. That's the point we want to get across our family, one another. Be safe. Be smart, not stupid and not dumb. What is just like when the ladies jumped on the hostess were saying you can't eat at this New York restaurant because you're not vaccinated. Okay, turn around, go get a damn hot dog or sandwiches. Do you have to be vaccinated, Shaheed, to get a hot dog from a hot dog stand in New York? I'm sure not.
She could find a restaurant that doesn't ask for the vaccine card, you know?
Exactly.
It's everybody's choice. That's their establishment. If they don't want you in there, you know, just go somewhere else. That's what I would just go somewhere else. I don't like it.
In NYC, the actual city, they're actually making it a requirement for restaurant owners to ask for a vaccination card to actually enter. And a lot of people's not happy about that because they're losing a lot of business. They're losing a lot of customers. You know, a lot of people's not just, you know, there's still actually a lot of people that's not vaccinated, or some people that just don't have their card, or some people just don't want to show their card just to go into a restaurant but get to eat.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I saw on the news now is a they're making thousands and millions of dollars off of this. They're now trying to create fake vaccination cards. Right?
You know what? I saw one.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they said $35. You know, I can make you one, and I was like, oh, you know.
Yeah, but then you know what the thing is that I was a part of the survey program, and they now looking to do your ID digital. So that's probably where the world's going to be going. Where, say for instance, if you want to, if you have a vaccine card, you were vaccinated, where it's no longer going to be just a paper, but now you got to show it on your phone or something. It's gonna, like, maybe you're going to store your information on a certain type of government or government website or something like that. But they're now looking into making making your ID, your personal identification, on digital, basically.
So this is my thing. What do they have in plan for people that can't get the vaccine because of their medical condition? Like, I have certain people that I know that says, oh, because of my medical situation, I cannot get the vaccine.
Right.
So are they just banned from restaurants? Like,
Right, that is true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, but I believe that just listening to the different media outlets, that there will be something in place for those from listening. You have to be clear. Listening to the different media outlets, there will be something in place for those that have medical conditions, because there are people that cannot, because of whatever it is that's going on with them medically, they cannot, receive the vaccine. So there would be something in place for them, for it to be okay. And I'm sure it would just be a pass, or, whatever they would need to, to get to show proof that, it's okay. I'm okay. Because it's almost like, just listening, I believe, was to our president, to where he was like, he's been fed up. He's really, like, literally, he's getting sick and tired of, of so many people not, being vaccinated. But it's like, okay, well, do the numbers, look at the statistics, stats of why people are not getting. Is there a reason? And find out what the reason is. Is it, what trumps what?
They should do that. They should put out a survey.
Yeah, they should. But you know what? Now it's getting into, like, freedom, right? It's your own body.
That's true.
I think it's important for people to get the vaccine. Everybody have, their own opinion. I mean, it's so many different reasons why we shouldn't or whatever, but why people choose not to. But you're now going into freedom of what you can do with your body.
Freedom of will, yes.
Right. So, and it seemed like, this is very interesting, because I read something written by Bishop Ibn Jordan. He wrote a book called Written Judgment, and he talked about some things that's going on in the world. And he mentioned something about the U.S. becoming something like a communism country. So do you all think that we are going in a direction of, like, we're going into a direction of communism, where we don't have free will over our own lives and our bodies, but now they putting demands that we have to do this, we have to do that. And it's going against what we choose to do with our own life and our own body. So how do you all feel about that?
Well, I know particular parties that feel that way. They've been preaching that since the beginning. So they've been saying that. Some of them don't want their kids in certain schools because of, they believe that it's a communist society. It's become, this country is becoming communist. So that party has been saying that for a long time. But I don't see that, because let me tell you, it was so funny. This guy was doing my nails, and he was like, you know what? He said, when I hear people say that, he said, I laugh. He said, because in my country, it was communism and socialism. He said, you don't even want to begin to know what that's like. He said, we're far. He said that America is far from being communist or socialist. He said, we just laugh. He said, because it's almost too like a slap in the face for what, they had been through in their country. So he said, we're far from that. So.
Well, and that's interesting, right? Because although, like, when you think about, like, we far from it, and I don't think we will ever fully get to that, because, right, I have met Koreans where they lived in a communism country, and stuff that they had to deal with is horrific. But it seems like they're trying to make the U.S. not saying in per se completely communism, but in a way where it changes our freedom of will, our freedom of speech. Because you're now noticing how they're eliminating, what we say or what we're doing, and as a way also to keep control and track of, like they had the whole census going out. Was it last year where you had to take a census and so it just reminded me of something in the Bible where they I forgot I think it was the Pharaoh or whatever, but he had did a consensus because something was getting ready to occur. So it's just interesting when you look at certain things that's happening and just kind of follow the trend and follow the history of it and just kind of see where we're going with, like, so I understand with COVID you got to keep track of everything, but what is it that not just COVID, but why are they keeping track of everything? Why now that they want you to be so, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that. We need to know where you live. I mean, of course you gotta know where you live, but it's just very interesting that it just think about where we going. What are they doing? And especially again, on the back end, when I do survey, that's on the back end where they're looking to now make everything digital in terms of your ID. So that's another way they can track you, because you got to upload all your information to a certain website or a certain type of third-party platform. So when you go to the airport and so forth, you can just show your passport, show your ID or your vaccination card. So it's just very interesting how they're finding ways to keep track of you more.
Yeah, and not to mention that I saw this on news outlet that they're trying to, or they want to do a test on putting a digital piece in your hand or somewhere in your body to pay for your food or pay for whatever,
Right.
instead of having a debit card or cash. Now you can just do this number. Oh, okay,
I have a question. I haven't flown.
There was a company that did that.
Yeah, it was on the news. Go ahead, Shafan.
I was just saying I haven't flown recently. Are they now requiring a vaccination card to fly, or is that no? Not yet. Okay.
Not that, no.
Oh, they even said they were working on passports to travel per state.
Yep.
I don't know where they are with that. So it definitely may not be complete and total communism, because I don't think the millennials will allow that. However, I do believe that they would definitely have a lot of control. And I don't know, they're always coming up with a new name. They're always, enhancing the names that were before time, and now for time they come up with these different names. So it may not be communism, but it may be something else pertaining to control. So
and what is
that we have to be mindful of. Go ahead, Queen.
Well, you mentioned about the different traveling to different states with your passport, and that's something that also was in the works for that the U.S. I believe our government is considering maybe, and it looks like Texas is trying to do that, but breaking off into its own country. So where the U.S. is, a country, and we have a state within the country, but now it looks like where possibly they could be talking about each state becoming its own country. So you would need a passport to be able to travel, in and out of one state. So look, get your passports, y'all, because you never know when stuff is gonna break down, when stuff gonna be restricted.
And Texas was once their own country, right? Serious K. We're not from Texas.
They had Texas had their own government at one point. Yeah.
And then they merged with or they, joined Congress, the United, the nation. So that would not surprise me if Texas be one of the first states to go back. They would simply be going back. I think everybody else will be, starting anew. Texas will just be going back to how they originated. Oh God, help us. Help us. But a lot on that topic. So, we just leave our family with, please just do what's safe for yourself and everybody else. Please. So let's go on from the COVID, Lord. I was going to ask you something too, Queen A, about it, but it would start a whole different topic.
Ask me. I won't get too much into ask me.
But just with the dispensation of time, that's how the earth.
Ask the question anyway. You know how I am. I want to know.
That's just curious.
Right. I want to know.
We're going into our fourth quarter of the year, or Wait, is this third, fourth? What is this?
Fourth.
We're going into that, so I don't want to say that other word, but revolving. And I just, just with everything aligning with the stars, with the sun and the moon.
Some people don't like this topic, y'all. So I can see why you say that, because a lot of people don't like the astrology topic. But one thing I would say is that we are going into Mercury retrograde. Another thing is that
again.
Yep. So one thing I would say really quick is Mercury is going into retrograde in the sign of Libra, and it starts September 27th. September 27th to October 14th. But another thing is, and this is interesting. So another thing is that Capricorn, Jupiter retrograde Capricorn. So that means that the world, more so the U.S., probably going to have its karma because
it's
karma, yes. Well, so what represents the sign of Capricorn is Saturn, the planet Saturn, which deals with karma. So when you look at how things are aligned, you start to see what is going to happen with the world, and more so when you get into like the different placements of the planets and so forth, you see what countries will be affected with certain things. So just to say this really quick, it's important that whatever karma you have done, that you have good karma coming back to you, and get things in alignment, and just stay prayed up, because
for all the signs or just for the
that's for the world. And another thing is that because Saturn represents restriction. So I'll just say that. And it's getting ready to go into the I believe it's already, it's going to hit in October. And Saturn is a planet of restriction. So that says a lot about something about restrictions. I'm just going to say this: restrictions as well as karma. So I'm going to leave it there. Mm-hmm. And then we get more into it, because I know we keep talking about Patreon, so we're going to be talking about all of this on a deeper level.
Yeah. So if you want to know in details, you guys, because there are some things coming up, but not only from you though, Queen A, but also from one of our well-known bishops. He's on social media even more so now, because it's getting so close to the time. So he's even on social media now, and he's all about people and his community, and try to warn the people, to do what's, to do the best thing for their lives right now, as well as protecting their family and children,
especially the children. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So definitely. We will let you know. So when we say please join our Patreon, and our Patreon is coming up, we are working diligently at that, getting that Patreon together so that we can share and keep you in the know, because who does not want to be in the know of what is going on, especially in these days and times. And if you cannot tell me that we are not in the end times right now, people fighting over burgers and chicken, and a restaurant, you think a restaurant, you still fighting because they wanted you to chicken.
I wish y'all could have saw that video I think it was on Instagram, right? With the lady.
Yeah.
I mean, she was just tripping.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother video, y'all, where this lady was fighting in the restaurant. They were telling her to leave, and she was like, I'm vaccinated, she
was fighting everybody in the it's crazy.
Yeah, this world is getting crazy. Well, let's just move on to our next topic. We're going to take a step over from COVID, and we're going to talk about some more entertainment, yet real information. Oh, let's think about, I believe our producer was telling us about a beautiful wedding that she attended over the weekend. And so we know we have some people that we know weddings are coming up. I believe Sirius K has a family member that has a wedding coming up. And, it's always weddings coming up, nice parties or whatever,
My wedding coming up too.
Sure is. Maybe in 2-3 years, but it's coming up.
In 2-3 years.
I'm speaking into existence, y'all. I'm just joking.
Right. Speak it.
They didn't comment. Well, the bride and the groom, they sit and they patiently write out their list, and they, send beautiful invitations out so that everyone they've invited, family and friends, can RSVP. So don't you know when you RSVP, people are paying for your spot, be it more so the reception, but usually I believe they pay too. If they rent out like a beautiful venue and they need this many chairs and whatever, because sometimes they rent out the venue and they have everything there, the wedding, the reception. And so you are a price to them. So when you say, of course I will be there, and they always, more than likely they're going to ask you to, you're more than welcome to bring a guest. So they are paying for you and your guests. And then you turn around and the day comes and you're like, I don't feel like it. I have a headache. I'm not going. I think I'm going to go to this game or whatever the case may be. They've spent money on you. And a lot of times, honey, it's not $25.99 or $9.99.
Yes.
Well, let's just say this woman sent invoices to her guests that did not show up, did not keep their word. $249. That's a lot of money. Think if it was 10 people that RSVP, you paid, what is that? $249 times 10 did not show up. What my money? It's all about keeping your word. I even think that plays a little part in integrity as well. This is a major event for a couple, or any event. It could be parties, because even with little birthday parties, we are paying for your little child to come and help celebrate our kid, and that's money. So when you don't show up, we have paid for you. And that's just money wasted. So you guys tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Let me hear what you got to say, Shafan, on that. If I'd have paid for you and you ain't showing up.
So on both ends, first of all, somebody wouldn't send me an invoice. I'm not paying it. I'm not paying an invoice. But on the yes, but on the other side of the table, I completely understand, because I actually recently for my event, there was just one young lady. She couldn't make it. And she asked me for a refund because it's a prepaid event. And I said, I'm not giving you no refund. It's not. So my thing is, if you can't, it's unfortunate. Sometimes things come up, you can't make it. I don't know. You have to have terms. Like, I don't think, like, I wonder what type of terms she had to have the audacity to send people an invoice because they couldn't show. And the wedding is something big. So I know, they're counting their seats, plates per people. So that's an expensive event. So if you're gonna RSVP for a wedding, I think that you should make it your business to show up. Because and most times weddings are limited. You have a certain amount of guests that you can have. So you're taking the place of somebody that I could have invited for you not to show up. I mean, in regards to the invoice thing, I'm a little torn between that. I'm not sure if I would send people an invoice. That takes a lot of work, and now you got to argue with these people. I mean, what if they say they're not paying? Then what you going to do after that? You're going to take them to court? Like, I want to know what's the follow-up.
Right.
To close that, that's why you have people pay in advance. You say, all right, this is my wedding. It's this much a person. Pay your fee. If you don't come, you don't get no refund. That's how you fix that issue.
Oh my God. Serious K, what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I wouldn't send an invoice, but I promise you I feel her, because listen, I had people to threaten me. Girl, you gonna give me an invitation. I know I'm coming to that wedding. And I'm like, and so you sitting there and you looking at your list, you and your spouse, and you and your future spouse, you're like, okay, we got to weigh our pros and cons. Who do we keep? Who do we take off? Well, I'm going to keep her, take her off. Well, I kept you on and I took her off, but you didn't even show up. She could have came, and again, then you picking your venue and you're like, okay, so now we need a venue. So when you first pick your venue, you're like, okay, we need a venue for 300 people. You get this, you get this venue, you pay for it for 300 people, and then not everybody show up. Well, I could have done it for less people, again, and then the plates, you don't know how, if they have food catered, but still, even the caterers ask how many people. Yes. And then you tell them you plan for that amount of people, you pay for that amount of people. And some people, God bless them, they pay for the plates. You got all this extra food left over. So I feel on the invoice. But my thing is, I'm so curious, is she a hairstylist? Because because we have
service. Yes.
A bunch of us professional stylists. We have a no show, no call policy. If you do not call or show up for your appointment, you have a fee that you have to pay for your next service, because guess what? Kaneen, I have Kaneen booked. Kaneen's supposed to come, but Shalonda is calling me saying, hey girl, I'm going out of town in the morning. I really need to come in tomorrow. I'm so sorry, I can't get you on book. Right. Okay, so I'm sitting there at 11 o'clock. I'm waiting on Kaneen. Kaneen don't show up. Kaneen don't call. I'm calling Kaneen. She's not answering. I call Shalonda and she's like, oh girl, oh my God, I can't make it over there in time. I can't do it. Or she says, I got my hair done somewhere else. Well, guess what? I just lost money.
Exactly.
I lost money. So it's all about integrity, like you said. Yeah. Just call. We don't care. You ain't even got to tell us why. We just want to know if you come now. Just say, hey, girl, I can't come. Oh, girl, thank you for calling. Click. Let me call Shalonda right quick. And so I ask people to call. Okay, I ask people to call 24 hours in advance, because that gives me time to call someone. Because normally on the weekends, I'm telling y'all, I have about 4 or 5 people on the wait list that want to come on Saturdays. So please call. I mean, it's all about integrity. That's why I say, is this lady a hairstylist? Because I'm telling you, that is just so, to me, that is just so rude. You know, you called to make the appointment. Just call and cancel. It's just so simple. I get it. And I at first I wrestled with this about charging people for the longest, but I started losing money and and thinking about my clients that wanted to come, that couldn't come. I'm like, you know what? I got to put my foot down. I'm charging. I can't do that. So I feel it. I get it.
Queen A, what are your thoughts?
Well, a serious case that I had this hairdresser in New York, and she used to call me at 6 o'clock in the morning just to verify if I was coming. I'm like, girl, you called me early, but she didn't care because she took integrity very serious. If you say you're going to be here, I need to make sure. If she said, because a lot of people don't call and reschedule or cancel. So your word is important. But I want to read something from 2 audiences, Nikki and Lisa. So Nikki Green said, how many people didn't come that she noticed weren't there? Did anyone show up? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she maybe knows a few people, which is why she sent the invoice.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure people did show up to the wedding. Lisa said, what about the people that don't RSVP and show up with the +1?
Girl.
Now that's often.
I had one that did that. Well, she RSVP. She had a +1 and a +1.
Oh Lord.
+1 had a +1.
+1 could come, but then you bought a +1.
Oh my
The +1, but a +1?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like,
really?
That's us though. That's us.
We do that.
But I would say, I don't know if I would have sent out an invoice, but I've learned from my bishop that he always said, if you can't honor your word, make a new word. So if you cannot agree to coming or whatever plans change, then make a new word. Let the person know in advance. If it's something that some major event happened, something that's kind of outside of outside of you being able to make it, then still leave a word, say something. But also just don't say RSVP and then don't show up, and then especially don't give a gift.
Right.
Send a gift, send something
at least.
Send something in place of your word, because you couldn't keep your word. So now send something in place of your word. But I love this quote. It says, integrity is the choice between what's convenient and what's right. So convenience is, it's convenient for me. I can't make it or whatever. But what's right is keeping your word. Yes. So that's something that a lot of us struggle with, is keeping our words. And it takes a lot of practice to do so. But when you live your life with the highest integrity, guess what? You'll be able to find that you can manifest anything that you want, because you're now living your life by your word, and you're now attracted. So it's like you learn to manifest everything because now you live it in integrity. So, no matter how things show up in life, if things going to show up again, just change your word. Just make a new word. Say, look, and be accountable. Whoever you gave your word to, let them know, I wasn't able to keep my word, but word. Or
I just want to share a story as well. And this is a person of integrity. I have an experience with my close friends. And if they're not able to make a function that's prepaid, and then know that someone else could have took their spot. They'll say, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to make it, but you can keep the money. It's okay." I feel like that's
yeah.
Or they'll say, I
what?
can't make it. I had a friend that said I can't make it, but how much? Like I booked a cabin trip to the Poconos, and one of my friends canceled at last minute, and he said, I can't make it, but I'll still pay you for the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, what? I thank God for my grandmother. Oh my God. She taught us integrity. She used to always say, keep your word. And if you can't do it, say you can't do it. So I think that's why I'm so big on integrity. I mean, y'all can ask anybody. If you invite me somewhere and I can't go, I'm gonna tell you I can't go. Or I'm gonna show up. Or like Queen A said, I'm gonna always send a gift. Always. If I can't come, I'm gonna send a gift. But I promise you, I'm gonna let you know something. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. You're not gonna be texting Kim and it's a blank. You're not gonna get that. I'm gonna always say
that's
something.
The rudest.
Yeah.
Some people just don't have no integrity.
It's not hard. It's not hard say no. Yes.
It's not hard. I can't make it. Some people you text them like, "Oh, hey, are you coming?" and you're not getting nothing in response. And then they want to call you days later, like nothing happened.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. That is the rudest thing when they act like nothing happened.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, so what happened? Hello. Yeah.
But those type of people you don't need in your life. They can't even respond to why they didn't show up when they said they would. Then that's someone who's a liar. They can't keep their word. So.
And you're right, Queen A. You don't need those people in your life. Like upgrade, move up. If you have people like that in your life, okay. So now she knows the type of people because she invited them, the type of people that was part of her circle and they didn't show up. Okay, well, I know to X you guys off, maybe not so much. I don't know about I understand her. I think it was more so principle that she sent that invoice.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep your word. In other words, that's what she was saying. I'm sure she was not expecting them, but she may have been. I don't know. I'm not her. She may have been, but I'm sure it's more so trying to teach a lesson. Like, you know what?
It's probably an expensive wedding, and she probably paid per seat. Some weddings they pay per seat. And they're like, okay, you didn't show up. I already paid for your seat. I want my money back.
Exactly.
And they do, when you get married, you have to pay up front.
Yes.
And then right. And then if anyone extra show up, then you got to pay that extra cost. So you already got to pay for who RSVP. And then whoever show up with with an extra guest or they didn't RSVP, now you got to pay for them as well. So that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not mad at her.
They would get invited to nothing else I have. I would make sure I had them on the list of no invite for this person. No invite.
They would be completely X'd out, especially, something that's special. You did not show up. You didn't create a new word. You didn't send a gift. Now, if you didn't show up and you see me, you had a nice envelope with $1,000 in it, it's okay, girl. Right. It's okay. But you didn't show up.
An invoice is funny though. If you really think about it, like imagine just getting an invoice here. How you're like, what is this? Like I would prefer you to call me and say, you didn't show up, I paid for your seat, and I would be like, I'm understanding. I would be like, all right, I got you,
Yeah. So the moral to the story, fam, just keep your word, honor your word. And if you cannot keep that word, then create a new one. Say I can't be there, but hey, I promise to be at this or at that, or I'm gonna send a gift. Simple.
Yes.
Real simple. I'm gonna
I like that phrase. If you can't create your word, create a new one. I like that.
Yeah. It's very wise.
You know what? And I want to say real quick, and somebody just invited me to a housewarming and it was out of town and I knew I couldn't go. And I told her, I said, oh, thank you so much for the invite. I said, but I can't make it. And so I sent her a gift card, and I sent her an email, through email or whatever. And because I felt bad because I'm like, she thought that much of me to invite me, because people don't just invite you into their homes, we got a new house, she invited me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send a girl a gift card. I couldn't make it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So keep your word, folks. Now, speaking of keeping your word, Lord, let's move on to this next topic. This topic right here should have been a hot topic. All right. When is it time to call it quits, honey? And y'all know what I'm talking about. When is it time to cut? I'm gonna let you talk. What was that topic? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you introduce the next.
When is it time to call it quits? When so we brought this topic up in regards to when you meet someone new.
Yeah.
And they expect you to just drop everybody else that you're talking to So basically, when is it time to quote unquote let the hoes go?
Thank you. Thank you. Give it to them like you gave it to us. So when is it time, y'all, to cut off people and call it quits? And this is a problem, with so many on both ends, men and women, not just the women, although it's probably the majority is on the women's side. But I would definitely say men and women when it's just too much is too much is too much. And when people wasting your time, when people
Oh
want
Lord.
to linger on, they don't want to give you a solid commitment. And this is when we're talking about relationship. When if you want to use friendship, when friends never support you in anything, or just always just never been the friend that they are. I think friendships have requirements and obligations that a lot of people, especially nowadays, do not want to succumb to. So you know when there's a friendship, there's a relationship. When there's a relationship, there's some obligations there. And of course it's not, when you're in a relationship, you're not obligated to take care of this person, or take, vice versa. You guys are not obligated to, because it's just a relationship. A dating relationship is not a marriage. Marriage is totally different. But when you're in relationships with different people, be it, friends, be it couple, when is it time to call it quits? Hey, even we could even use this when it's time to call it quits with the job. Now, that's
Exactly.
there.
Well, that's my topic right there.
What's the what? I didn't hear that. What's the whole?
When is it time to call it quits with the job?
Oh yes.
Too much is too much. So, Queen, this is your topic. We're gonna let you start this off. Go ahead.
I was talking about the job thing. Listen.
You sure you want to talk about that right now?
No, I'm not. But Shaheed, do you got a story to tell us?
We're waiting.
Okay, so I met someone recently, about a month, 2 months, 2 months now, and they feel that I should solely focus on them and leave everybody else alone. My thing is, you guys could disagree, but I feel like I need, at the moment, I'm not letting go of my options because I don't know, is that because I'm a okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
I said a hoe. I'm joking.
Not a hoe. No.
I'm joking.
I bring a lot. I bring a lot to
joking.
the table. I'm a good catch. So I can't just. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. Like, I need my options, and then I'll cut people off gradually until I decide who I want to focus on. I'm not going to just cut X, Y, and Z off because I met you. I don't know you like that. You might be crazy. You might be local. I don't know who you are. So I don't want to lose an opportunity choosing the wrong person.
Right.
So I need time to get, I kind of play my cards. I get to know each person individually, and I decide later on, okay, this person has bad breath. Let me let him, or I need to. So that's my belief. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I don't believe in doing that right away, right off the bat. I need to get to know people at least for a couple of months, and then I decide, okay, which one I want to go forward with. And the person was against that. They said, no, that's not right. I'm not talking to no one else. I cut people off. I took this app down. I took that app down. I want to focus on you. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not the same way. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket because I don't know you like that. I need to get to know you. So why am I going to cut this person off who showed me, qualities that I like, because I met, basically until I commit, I'm single. That's how I look at it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And to that point, I have tons of story, but for the sake of time and keep it short. I think when it's time to call it quits is when a person, we all have, standards, values, and deal breakers. When you see that one of those things have been compromised or broken in the beginning, it's time to walk away. You can address it though. You can have a conversation about it. And if it's not resolved, then it's time to walk away. But when I had, I mentioned this on an earlier show, when I had met someone And right away, I saw how he was very much into wanting to control, like, he wanted to go out so quick, wanted to move so quick. And I'm like, well, hold on for a second. But yet it was some red flags there. Like, he wanted to move so quick. And then the first date, he wanted to have sex. So that was a major red flag. Although he was showing a lot of attention, that was a major red flag, because it's like, well, then you all over the place. Then you probably doing this with a bunch of women. So that was for me a chance for me to to cut it off. So and then also I had someone where we talked for months and it just never went nowhere. And that was a time to to know how to walk away. So you just got to know when to walk away when it's not working out. It has to work out on both parts. But Shafan, to your point, I one thing I realized, when you moving up, you're always gonna have people, like I would say demons. They demons, like they always gonna have people that come and try to distract you from your goal. And the higher you move up, they always say higher levels, new devils. So so you always going to have someone that's going to be clinging on to you because they see what you have, they see where you're going. And one thing I realized is that people, and I'm thinking they enemies, like they always see where you're going before you even know where you're going. They see something in you before you even know what before you even know that you're going to get there. They see something and they cling on to that. They latch on to that. So the higher you go, it's like you got to cut off people because they're going to get in the way. So
I do have a question. Well, so you meet somebody, let's say you met several people within a month time, you're not sleeping with nobody, you're just chatting with several people. Do you believe in just focusing on one person and leaving everybody else alone, or do you continue to chat with everybody until you decide exactly who you want to be with? Like, do you believe in dating multiple people at the same time? Basically, is my question.
I don't.
I think it's the person. What's the serious case? I'll say something.
No, I was just gonna say, when you're single, you are just that single.
Right.
You're free to do whatever you want to do. So if you feel like you want to date multiple people, not saying you have to have sex with all of them, but if you feel like you need to date multiple people until you find that one, then that's what you do. And you don't choose someone until you're ready. Yeah, that person is ready. Yeah, that person sees something in you that they want, that they like, but it may be something in them that you don't see, that you don't see it yet. So no, don't let nobody force you into choosing them. Like you said, you see other things in other people too that you like. So you do have to weigh your options.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is your choice. And so until you choose that person, till you find out who that person is, you don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't just grab hold to the person that's right in your face, just saying, yeah, choose me. So I think that is fair, and I think that that's safe, but I think that you should always be honest too with the people that you're dating. Let them know that, hey, I'm dating until I find who I want, and I don't know right now. So always be in mutual agreement with whatever you do, whatever you choose to do with your partners or whatever. Just make sure that you are in agreement. And we all know God is going to lead you to that person. You'll know who that person is, and you make that choice and that decision when you are ready, not until and when you are ready to make that choice and that decision.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I definitely agree with what Serious K said. I think, each his own. I know something like Coach Lama just said, like she don't believe in dating multiple people. So she, she know what she wants. She's diehard committed. She like, so but it depends on the person. It depends on how you both agree, what you both agree on. Right. Like, so for me, it it depends on the time length. Like, are we going to look outside? You certainly can't make decisions right away. And sometimes you do. Sometimes I just want to see where this is going, and I pay attention to just this person. But I think there's nothing wrong with dating, like Serious K said, dating in the beginning, people. Like I'm back to online dating. So, I'm of course I'm gonna be going out and talking to different men or whatever. It will be one man that wants more attention, but it depends on how I'm attracted or have the chemistry, with one particular person, that I just kind of stop everything else and just focus on that one person. So,
that's a full show, but I just want to get in my piece. I definitely, Shafan, agree with both Serious K and Queen A. Queen A definitely know. I'm definitely not into the multiple dating. I'm a huge energy person, and I believe that my energy will draw, especially now. It was effed up before because I drew effed up people. But I would definitely say, moving forward now, growing and evolving in life and then growing into the woman that I've become and becoming, energy will draw, that right individual, and your thoughts and the type of person that you are will draw that right individual. I'm not into the game of the games we play, as as the TV show, or pick the right one. And and it's okay. The thing is, for me, everybody is different. It's okay. I would never deter a person from dating this person and that. It's fun. You get to, have a lot of free dinners, as a female.
You know what?
As a female, a lot of free dinners and going and, having a good time, good night out, whatever. It's a lot of things to do, to as far as dating. Just have to
So, Coach Yolanda, so online dating don't work for you, huh?
Absolutely.
Have you tried it?
No, it does not. It does not. So, I know exactly, the type of person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. So, and I believe that,
Wait, Coach Yolanda, she got that. Listen, Coach Yolanda got that Leo in her. So that protector, she protects, she possesses. Listen, y'all, don't come talking to her man if y'all just dating. Don't look at him. Don't talk to him.
That's me too.
You know what, Spirit? I can tell that's you too.
Listen to me, clear family. You have made major mistakes when it comes to men. Oh, speaking of HMD, fam, and also for the men, for the women and the men, you have kept picking the wrong person, accepting the wrong person. You're gonna know exactly what the hell you don't want.
Yes.
Moving forward, so you will know that, and they may all come in different shapes, sizes, colors, or whatever, but they are all the core the same, when it comes to just somebody that's not worth your time, date, and energy. And so, having made enough mistakes, I definitely know now, and I definitely believe there's some good things under the stars for me coming up.
Oh, Lord.
But anyway, we want to get in. Do we still want to get in there one last topic, y'all?
To be real quick, huh?
Real quick. We wanted to talk about this one last topic as far as leaving a legacy. And this is near and dear. Leaving a legacy. Lord, that's the wrong one.
You know what?
Promise y'all, this is water.
Is that water you drinking?
Yeah, that's water.
You sure?
Give it back to the. I'm sure the producer's like, leaving a legacy. What the hell? Give it back to the community. This was a topic amongst us, the co-hosts, and we talked about how there's so many. One particular co-host, our Queen A, she did a research. Queen A, did you do the research or you?
Oh yeah, I do the research. You know when it comes to business, I do research.
As far as the cultures that give the most back to the community, and not so much as saying which culture give the most, like give the most money or time, but just which gives back the most. Which is it? The blacks, the whites, the Indians, the Africans. Who gives the most? Who gives back the most? And we hear this all the time: giving back, giving back, giving back. Because the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes so much to raise our children. And then when everybody join in, be it all family or friends helping out friends, or just the neighborhood helping out one another, because it happens too. And if that particular kid or whomever, yourself, make it big and able to take care of whomever, whenever, and give whatever you would like to give. How many of us do that? How many of us look back and say, that's the community I grew up in? And if I tell you, we all show love for one another. And I remember Miss Essie used to bake the cookies, or whatever the case may be. But let's just go over these statistics. We're gonna let Queen A discuss a little bit real quick about the cultures that give the most and the cultures that give the least back to their community. And who always complaining? We don't give enough.
Well, you know what? So first of all, it's National Hispanic Heritage Month. So I want to congratulate them and just wish them well. This is kind of what compelled me to do the research, especially, I'm always in business classes and seminars and all that. And one thing I've noticed when it comes to our culture, the minority Black, brown community, we are the lowest when it comes to being a contribution to society in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of business, charity, whatever it may be. We are the lowest contributors. So it was a report that I looked up. It was from Zippia.com, and I believe it was like a 2018-19 report, although it shows that it was they kind of took history, it kind of went back into history and collaborated over a few years. And this is the contribution. So Caucasian white, they contribute to 72%. And by the way, this is in the US. Hispanic now Hispanic is the second high. Now this is kind of weird. I thought Asians were, but Hispanics are the second highest contributors when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. Then comes Asian, then come Black American. Look how low.
That's kind of sad. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, look, y'all, we gotta really step it up. And look, because look, the Hispanic, they coming up, y'all. They get ready to reach like on top of the line. So I would love to go more into this topic because business and research, I love it, and I could talk about this all day, all night. But to that point is, all of us here on this line, Coach Shalonda, myself, Series K, Shafine, we all have businesses.
Yes.
And we all are contributor, like to charity, to community, especially Series K. We be trying to get her like to go outside. Use Amazon. She want to use the people in the local community.
Right. Who get down the street?
Y'all know. I'll grab everybody. Come on, y'all.
But she definitely shows someone who's community effort, and to that point is that it's important that we really step up in the community, become more contributors, because that's why we suffer so much, because we don't step up and be as just create some type of business or entrepreneurship or maybe a nonprofit. That's something that we working on as well as a nonprofit. So it's important to give back. Everybody's not entrepreneurs, everybody's not business owners, but find some way to contribute to society so we're not in the low numbers. Like right now we are minority in terms of color and race as well as business. And that is sad. So
really sad.
just come up, just contribute it in some way. Find a way to make an impact on society.
Yes. Series K, did you want to add anything?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, no matter how small your business seems to be, you always have something to give. Yes. Whether it is, just going out giving out water to the homeless, just whatever you can, just give. Kind of like I do. Sometimes if people call me, just like Shafine, he has his restaurant, it is a restaurant and it's a nightclub. He offers a whole bunch of stuff. I know people that travel a lot. If they going to New York, guess what? You know what I'm gonna say? Shafine. Go see Shafine. Point them in the right direction. Yes. And I am grateful for nonprofit organizations and things like that. Like Queen, they said, she's working on something, and I plan to try to be a part of that. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I try to get in where I can fit in. So I give a lot through nonprofit organizations. Sometimes I may see people in need that I know on Facebook, and I will inbox them and I say, hey, what you need? And I'll try to contribute how I can. I hear clients talking and I contribute how I can. And everybody have to know what you're giving and how you're giving. Because I give a lot and I don't say much about it because it's nothing to say, it's nothing to talk about. Just do what you can and however you can and help pull somebody else up. That's how we grow. That's how we become stronger together by helping each other.
Yes,
that's right. Shafine, did you want to add to that?
Not really. I just think in regards to the topic, it's kind of really depressing to me. It is. I recall a situation when I was in my probably early 20s. I was working at a warehouse and I locked my keys in my car. And I recall, the warehouse with majority Hispanics, and they actually like a group of Hispanic men came out and they spent like almost like 20 to 30 minutes just trying to get my car door open. And I was like, it's okay. I'll call AAA. It's okay. And I just recall myself saying, I don't think Black. I'm so fortunate to say that. I don't think that I would have got the same experience.
Yeah.
If it was my own kind.
Wow.
You know, they's really trying. Like, there's like, no, we're gonna do it for you. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna help you out, and it's very helpful. And it shows that, you know, being a one people, you know, working together, in which I see other ethnic groups do, which is why they achieve so much and own so many businesses. And Black people, you know, our own kind, they tend to have the crab mentality when they say, you know, pulling each other down, trying to get up. You know, and it's rare. You find people that's like, you know, I'm gonna support you 100%. I'm gonna send people your way. I'm gonna send people to your business. You know, but it's rare that you'll find people like that. You know, and that's why a lot of, like, I see soul food restaurants open and then the year they close.
Yes.
And you see these Spanish people, Spanish places open, you know, restaurants.
The whole community is Spanish.
Yeah, and it's you know, and it's like open forever.
They're backing each other. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's important. Please give back. And there is a saying, you know, it has been teachings on this. When you help someone grow their dream, contribute to their dream, you're only sowing seeds for your own. You will reap the reward. You're helping someone grow their, you know, into this big empire. Trust me, God will not forget about you. It always come back. That's just the way that the universe has already planted the law in place. So it's already in place. When you are helping others grow and build, you're only helping yourself.
Yes.
You are.
Let's get
Good karma.
Yes, exactly. And you know, it takes the knowledge that you have and teach someone else. Like, say, if I have a building, I will probably, you know, host classes of teaching maybe younger, you know, a younger generation how to, you know, establish a business, what paperwork needs to be in place, what you need to do. So it's important that whatever knowledge that you have, even if it's not money, you have knowledge, right? So offer that knowledge and be a contributor. And, you know, maybe host like Shafar, you have your store, maybe hosting people, you know, in the community, like get together with the community. So to show like, I'm a part of the community now.
Part of the community, yes.
Right. I'm not, you know, apart separate, but in other words, apart together.
Yes.
So, you know, so it's important to really consider that.
Can I add one quick thing? I know we got to go. So, so one of my friends told me, I was invited, you know, I went to my friends. I have another friend who owns a business, and I went to his business to show support. You know, we wasn't really close like that. And I had someone tell me, well, why are you going? Well, he have came to yours, you don't know him. And I'm like, it doesn't matter whether he came to mine or not. You know, I'm supporting because I was invited, and that's my good karma I'm putting out there. I'm a supportive person. And, you know, so what he would do is not my concern. But, you know, I'm going to go and support another Black business owner. So, you know, it's about putting out good energy as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I agree.
Well,
And
this has been a great show.
I'll say, the Black folks hold each other accountable. Like sometimes, you know, we kind of, you know, shady in the way we do business. Like, be upfront from one sister to a brother, whatever. Like, listen, you know, be upfront and let them know what you think is important. Like, hold them accountable. You see some shadiness, like, you know, you don't want to address everybody, but you know, just hold, you know, our community accountable as well, and just be honest and just let them know, like, listen, I want to support you, but the way you were doing business wasn't right with me. You know, so make sure you announce that and just don't disregard them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quick for doing that. I will call you out.
Yes.
This has been a great show. Thank you so much, Shafar. You know we love you every time you come.
Yes.
You're always welcome. You just say, "Hey, I got something to say," and you're on.
Can I say this really quick to about our Facebook as well as YouTube. So we're going to be doing something sort of for the whole month. We definitely want you to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube. We want to grow our YouTube, and we need your help to do so. So go ahead and put comments, leave your email, because over the next month we're going to be choosing certain people in the email. If we see that you're participating, you're commenting, we're going to be sending you gifts. So we need your email. So when you go to the comments on Heart, Mind, and Voice show on YouTube, like, please share and subscribe and leave your comment and let people know that you have liked, share, and subscribe. Leave your email, because we're going to be choosing certain people from there. We're going to be contacting them and sending them gifts. Also do that on Facebook. Like it, share it, and then leave a comment, drop a comment, and let us know that you have done that, so we can make sure to follow you. And also Instagram, Heart, Mind, and Voice on Instagram. Again, like it, comment, leave your email, and we're going to be sure to follow it over the next 30 days. And we're going to be choosing people, contacting them, and sending them gifts.
Absolutely. Did you have something to say last week as far as Patreon? Was there like a one-off discount or something on Patreon?
So right, we do. So we have a discount going on currently. So Patreon, I believe is $20 for the month, but we do have a discount which is going to be, I believe it was like $2.99, $3.99. So you want to get on quickly, join very soon for that discount, because that won't last long, because we're going to be doing a lot of things on Patreon, a lot of comments that we can't really mention here that we want to go into deeper. Also gifts as well, giveaways, business teaching, coaching. We're going to do all of that. And guess what, y'all? Astrology. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we want to dive into that, especially when it comes to a relationship, understanding astrology when it comes to who you relate to. So we want to dive into all of that, and that's going to be on Patreon.
So we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will see. Have a great, wonderful, blessed week, and we will see you next Saturday. Bye.
Bye.